Now you're not on mute anymore, Ola.
Welcome
Hello.
to another
Are we live?
unauthorized and rum-fueled Thursday treasure hunt on the sharky waters around the Gatsby Islands with Gatsby deep diving Queen Raae.
Woo-hoo-hoo! I didn't even know we were live.
Paul the navigator.
Hello.
I can't hear shit, by the way. And Ola, the Gatsby party captain.
So you can't
hear?
You can't hear?
We just...
We'll chat amongst ourselves then, Paul.
Okay. Well, we can continue that chat that we were just having just before Ula hit the live button, and I didn't even know. I wasn't even looking at my screen.
I know. So, hola, everyone, and welcome to, I guess, season 2. We're back.
Yes.
We have upgraded. Like, I have new headphones. I got a new camera. I even got the emojis going, everyone. Look at this in the chat. I'll put in. I can do pirate, flag. I can do. Well, I'm trying to. Let's see. Pirate flag.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing, right? That I can do pirate flags.
I missed the grey squares. Can we
get those
back at some point? Yeah, it's a bit odd knowing what you actually mean now.
What?
It was kind of mystic before. We were like, oh, is she swearing at me? Is it amusing?
And also, we could revisit that slot machine, and there would be some emojis in the slot machine, and not just like gray squares.
That's true.
Yeah, but anyway, I think we're gonna try and keep these shows a little more shorter and more on point or moving along. So, Ola, you can
today
keep
at
it.
Is install the package at next.
Yep.
Is it, or is it install the Gatsby package next or latest?
Well, it's package in little brackets.
We're not installing next.
No, but each package has to have an at next. Sorry,
I didn't mean that.
Ahoy, Ineza,
hello.
We are happy to have you back.
We are finding our seafaring legs again.
So, Ineza, do you see my new hat? Huh?
I love it.
Bad, huh?
Oh. That is super cool. That is super cool.
So, I tried this stuff here, the V4. Yeah. But I knew that you guys are going to show me the way, so I didn't try too hard. Yeah. So should we just get started?
I haven't even upgraded anything yet, so this is going to be fun.
Yes, that's true. You know, Paul, you know what it says on my paper here? It says, Paul.
You're not supposed to say that. That's what we talked about when you were not listening and you just went live.
Oh shit! Okay, I won't say that. Okay, then I take my other piece of paper here. Then I Paul. So.
But,
No, that's cool. The tiny treasure deep down at the bottom of the Gatsby JS V4 treasure trove. That is your personal favorite, Paul. What is it?
Well, I'm not sure if it's deep down, but it was one of the key points from the Gatsby V4 release, which was the DSG, or Deferred Static Generation.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to rant on about that, or should I leave it there?
No. It's noted.
It's noted.
I'm gonna take my pen.
You're now on mute, Benedicto.
I mean,
what is happening?
This is season premiere, right? We need to find our seafaring legs again. Is it called seafaring legs? I don't know if it's even called seafaring legs. But that was a good choice, Paul, because we will definitely hit the DSG.
Yep.
This season, because season 2 will be all about Gatsby 4. They're going to be shorter. We're going to do a tiny task every time, but they're all going to be about Gatsby 4.
Oh, good. I'm glad I was on point with that one then, with no previous planning.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Planning
And then
is overrated, as you all know. So, one sentence about the thing you did this week at Gatsby.
With Gatsby. Oh, with me?
Yes.
Oh, you're asking me? I thought you were going to ask Paul that. See,
No,
we did prepare a little bit, but what I did with Gatsby this week. So super cool, actually. I'm finally back into the POW coding. So POW is my side hustle project, the encrypted menstrual cycle journal. And after a full summer of Gatsby functions, I started migrating my POW functions from Netlify functions to Gatsby functions.
Yes.
And also, along the way, I stopped over-engineering my functions. So super excited about that. I think it will be done soon. It will make it much easier for people to jump into that code. So
like me,
like Ola, who's the junior dev on this project.
I'm allergic to over-engineering, by the way. I get little red spots.
Yeah, you do. Should
we just get started then?
Yeah, we should.
It says here, transition by Ola. Benedicta, what are you doing today? What are you doing today?
I love that you're reading my transition notes.
He's got a little arrow.
Yeah. So today we are migrating Nattermob.dev to Gatsby 4 in preparation for all of the Gatsby version 4 streams we're doing this season.
Yes.
And to do that, I'm going to question the navigator.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
For this super important task.
Yeah.
So what do I have to do to migrate to Gatsby version 4?
Yes.
To migrate to Gatsby version 4, you will need to run npm install Gatsby at next.
Well, that is true, isn't it?
Yeah.
I am gonna. Oh no! Do you know what has happened? Because I now have these amazing new emojis, I am not allowed to share my screen anymore because I've upgraded my whole system.
So the only way you can do that is by restarting your computer.
I don't think so. Let's see. System preferences.
I had that recently when I upgraded, and it wanted all the system preferences to allow access, and you have to close things and then reopen them. It happened several times on calls that I was on as well, and I was like, "Oh, just gonna have to drop off for a mo. Sorry about that."
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
I can say what I did then. I did upgrade 2 of my things to V4, and one of them worked, and the other one said your node engine is not good enough anymore.
Yeah, that may well happen. What version of Node were you on?
Something wrong. It said the version, and then it said you need to be on this. And I was like, okay, I'll try to upgrade. And
Yeah, it will probably be somewhere under the hood. They're using optional chaining, which I think only came in Node version 14. I might be wrong about that. It might be 12. So if you were on anything before that, then that's probably why.
I'm excited that you're excited for my upgrade, Inessa. So I'm now going to drop off because I have to restart Chrome. So the boys will be...
Here's a question. We can do that, Paul.
I love that question.
Oh, there is a question. Okay, yeah. So Inessa, next and latest are different. So latest is the latest, I guess, stable release. So that will either be, like, well, I think we're on 3.14. So if you were on, say, 3.10, latest would take you straight up to 3.14. But next is the next version. So often open source projects will release an alpha version or something. And this is normally when you install it, you'll see when it installs that it will have like a weird number, or it might have like alpha after the name in the package.json file. And that's typically just to kind of alert you that you're not really installing a stable version. And so just sort of be advised that it's not necessarily 100% production ready. But, this is Gatsby, like even their alphas are pretty stable, but it's just a way to sort of go, it's not 100%. There might be a few bugs to iron out. So don't sort of, get upset if something breaks. It's just
it's
the way
on
Semver
you
works.
if something
Yeah.
is on you.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to say that. It was more, this is open source software.
Yeah.
You just got to be aware that if you start to see odd things appearing after the number in package.json, that's typically a good indication that it's not necessarily a stable version. And obviously, again, with Semver, the first number, that normally indicates that it's a breaking change. Again, Gatsby are pretty good. This will be backwards compatible. I would expect everything in Gatsby version 4, for everything that worked in Gatsby version 3 to still work in Gatsby version 4. But, it's a bit of an unwritten rule that if you upgrade a major version, which is the first number in the package file, then there could also be breaking changes, which means you would have to change something on your end. So hopefully that answers your question.
I think that was great. And also, I just wanted to add another thing is that when you are on an alpha or a beta, whatever we call it, when you install with @next, you might also be ready for there being more changes coming. So I feel like at least often when things are in alpha or beta, like changes are coming more rapidly than when you get into the stable versions, right? So, so that is also something to look out for.
Oh, okay. And there's one more thing, I guess, since we're on sort of Semver based stuff in Ezra, you might occasionally see RC in the release number, and that stands for release candidate. So that's normally when it's pretty stable, but not 100% stable. So there's just some things, but maybe what we'll do, because you should probably we should see this in package.json. It will have like a number or next.
So I'm doing it now, everyone. Gatsby install Gatsby @next.
Oh, you're doing it with a CLI and not npm. No.
Look at that. Look at that. So we are getting. Oh, I did Gatsby. I don't know what I did. Sorry. See this? I didn't do this morning when I was testing it out. npm install.
Oh, look who's here! Look who's here!
Hey,
John.
John has a new profile pic. He's badass. Look at this.
Yeah, he's rotated himself 90 degrees anti-clockwise because he was on the side before, wasn't he?
He opened his eyes. Yeah. Hey.
So good to see you, John.
Yes.
And just for you, John, look at this. Look at this. Look at me. I have the pirate emoji on my computer now.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so I did npm install Gatsby @next, and this is a problem you will definitely hit if you try to do this, because it's saying unable to resolve dependency tree. And the reason for that being is that I have lots of Gatsby dependencies, or lots of Gatsby plugins, or we have lots of Gatsby plugins in there. For Nattermob, though, luckily, we only have the official plugins made by Gatsby and supported by Gatsby. So we know that all of these have also been updated to work with Gatsby version 4. But since we haven't updated everything at the same time, it's saying like, oh, some of these packages rely on version 3 and some of the packages rely on version 4. So there's like, it can't resolve like which version do you actually want. And there's a solution to this, and that is using, but now my notes are gone. What's it called? The legacy depths.
Legacy peer depths.
So if you look at the migration guide, the upgrade now, we see them mentioning this also in the instructions. I think they mention it somewhere here. Yeah. So it's not compatible with your Gatsby version 4, or you get this resolved dependency tree. And one way you could solve that is to add the legacy peer depths, which I don't know really what that stands for.
What is she doing?
She's
got
giving me
on the sword.
There's little
koala
bear on the sword.
Yeah.
So either what you want to do then is do the Gatsby install, the npm install Gatsby next, and then add that legacy peer depths, and we should be allowed to install. But now we're kind of in a mismatched state where these the Gatsby plugin image and the other plugins you see here have not been upgraded to version 4 yet. So another way to solve to not get this error is to update them all at the same time. So we'll try that after this installs.
I have a question then.
Yeah.
I upgraded to Gatsby 3 first, but you already have Gatsby 3 then? Or
yeah, when we started working on Nattermob.dev, it was already on version on the correct version.
Yeah, good. Okay.
Just while that's happening, I just want to point out something about John, because I thought it was this morning and I thought it was quite amusing. So I watched the Gatsby live stream with Molly about the Gatsby Labs design systems.
Yeah, me
and
too.
John threw some hard questions at them, and I was like, thank goodness he doesn't ask us those sort of questions. Like,
are you being nice with us, John?
Yeah,
like some real deep questions. I was like, holy S, John! Like,
haven't you noticed that John is nice to us?
So if you try to install again, so the next one we want to install, the latest of, is the Gatsby plugin image. So we try again, we try npm install Gatsby plugin image next. We should get that same error where it says can't resolve dependency tree. But if we just do all of them at the same time, that's my little trick, then you don't have to put that flag in where you kind of disregard the dependency tree. So now I'm installing Gatsby plugin image at next, Gatsby plugin React Helmet at next, Gatsby plugin Sharp at next, Gatsby source file system at next, and Gatsby transformer Sharp at next. Booyah!
Good.
So has anyone in the chat tried to upgrade or migrate yet? So let's see if this works then. Do we think it's going to work, Paul? Are you confident in your code? Because you're the one who's done all this code.
John has something to say.
Well, I guess it's like a be warned thing, isn't it? I think so. I don't know whether you caught the bit we were talking about earlier, John. Like, generally speaking, with Gatsby, I think you're in safe hands with this, but I wouldn't always necessarily trust it for any open source software. Just sort of idly updating or transitioning to a next or a latest could be quite disastrous. But then you can always roll back. But I'm pretty confident that. Well, let's see before I shoot my mouth off. Let's see what happens, because I haven't done this yet.
And also the thing with the legacy pair depths, as I tried to with this little example, is that you need to have that flag in place if you do the plugins one by one, because then there will be differences in what plugin, what version of Gatsby the plugins are depending on. So either you have to have that flag on and do one by one, or you have to upgrade all of your dependencies that depend on Gatsby at the same time. So it's either or. So let's try and run the develop then. And John is saying he was in the midst of moving from version 2 to version 3, and here we are.
I've only just upgraded to version 3 on my theme. I've got to do it all again now. But it's good.
It doesn't want to build.
Holy moly. What do we need to do? I haven't even looked at the migration docs. How bad am I?
No, but I have tried and it worked. So let's just do a Gatsby clean.
Give it clean, yeah.
Not the Xylan. I cannot spell. I'm even a verse speller on stream.
Do they have a code mod? Can you not run a code mod? I suppose it doesn't really need it because everything's the same other than dependencies, right?
Yeah, it should be. And I was so happy with myself running this morning so that we would.
Oh, there you go. In answer to your question, Ula, the minimum node version is version 14.15. Yeah. So that'll probably be why you got that.
So maybe I'm going to do an npm install just to make sure everything has get all of these dependencies are getting in sync.
I'm just reading the migration docs now about the handling the break-in changes to see if we've got anything. So there's some schema-related APIs and source nodes. So you can no longer use create field extension, create types, and third-party schema. We do have create types.
Yeah.
But I think you did it the correct way. You kind of did it the way that Gatsby wants us to do it. So it should work in this next, in version 4. But there's a Gatsby.js reach router nastiness that I did not get when I tested this earlier. This is the liveness, folks. I did test this. It worked. Now it doesn't work. This is interesting. Let's figure it out. So we updated all of the Gatsbys. So as you can see now, as Paul talked about, you get these weird stuff. You get ZZ next as the at the end of the number, at the end of the version number, which means that these are not official releases.
I mean, you've cleaned cache. My next trick would probably be delete node modules.
I know
it's not great because you're on stream. It's like the nuclear option, but we'll just have to talk amongst ourselves.
This is how we do it, folks.
Well, these are real issues. This always happens, doesn't it? You know, like the amount of times I've gone and tried and install something and I'm like, it's not any open source problem or nodes problem. It's just, weird stuff happens in node modules. It could be the OS you're on. It could be any number of things, I guess.
But I just think that it's so interesting that I rolled back these changes and I redid them and it worked. And it doesn't work.
Yeah, I would assume it's probably something weird and funky going on with, your OS and that node modules folder.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the other nuclear option would be to delete package.lock and do it all again. That's another nuclear option, if in doubt.
Very good emojis.
Here it is. I found my error thing. Yeah, the engine node.
But could we just look at the Google API, though? They're on version 71.
Well, so that's another potentially interesting thing about the Gatsby releases, given that they've been going since, 2015. Their releases are like, do you know what I mean? They don't release like idle updates or pointless updates. We're only on Gatsby v4. And if you compare it to where Gatsby v1 was, which was, 5-6 years ago, and that's only 4 releases.
Problem.
What is the error? What's it saying? I can't really read your screen.
It's saying that it can't find Yoga Layout pre-built. Can't find Gatsby.js reach router libutils. This is like far down there.
I mean, they're all just dependencies, aren't they, of something? Yeah, I mean, look, it's from Gatsby dist. Oh dear.
This is a bad start at this season, especially since I did this morning and we're like, oh, this is going to be such a cool stream. We're going to show how easy it is to upgrade to version 4. And we're like, no, it's not. So which one of these would we maybe need to up? So we've upgraded all of the Gatsby ones.
What's that? Gatsby plugin React helmets on a. Oh no, it doesn't really matter what the next version is. I was just looking. There's like 2, next point 1. Yeah, I mean, this looks like a package.lock nuclear option. I would say delete the .lock, delete the cache, delete the node modules, and run it all again.
Oh boy. We are going to install again. Luckily, my internet is cooperating today.
Kill the cache as well before you...
I'm going to do a clean.
But you won't be able to run a clean now because you've deleted your node modules.
Oh. So, okay.
So then we've basically got nothing, right? And there's no yarn lock or anything, is there?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So we're basically starting from... Yeah. Interesting fact, John, you mentioned Google APIs. I did hear many, many years ago that Google kept Gmail in beta for almost a decade while they were testing how it works. So Google, whilst it's in constant changes, they like to say they're constantly in beta mode for the same reasons that we were talking about earlier, which is if something's not a stable release, then you don't really have a leg to stand on when you complain about it because it's not a stable release.
We killed it off. but it was just beta. I don't know. You used it for 10 years, but like we killed it because it's beta. So don't get too attached to it. So
well, that's like do you remember Google Circles? Do you remember that? That died a death, didn't it? That was supposed to be.
I still miss Google Reader. Google Reader was like that was a solid product. But
what else have you got?
I haven't been able to keep up with my RSS feed since that was killed off. I've tried like all the things, but
I used to have it in Apple Mail. Used to have quite a good RSS reader. I must admit, that I don't know whether they still do, but then I stopped using that a long time ago as well, just because I like being in beta mode for Gmail. Hello, Pepta.
And this says Google Plus. I mean, Google Plus was also, I think I have some Google. We tried to do some stuff on Google Plus because it was going to be like the new thing for more like business. It felt like in Norway, people were saying that Google Plus would be kind of like the Facebook version of LinkedIn. Like it would be a good place for businesses. Yeah, that was a waste of time.
Well, that's what they said about Google Circles as well. Like, I think Google have tried it several times. Nobody wants your social media platform, Google. Stop it. Stop coming out with... Didn't they have like Google Play as well? Is that still going? Like that was supposed to be like the iTunes killer. It just never happened.
I mean, if this doesn't work after this NPM install, I think
we'll just have a catch
we're
up
gonna
and
have
drink.
Well, we're going to try to keep these shorter, so we'll just going to do it again next week and show you how we figured it out. And it could just be that I need to turn on and off my computer again. Oh yeah, Peter, we moved to Thursdays a little bit for the we clicked it, both of us clicked it, sorry.
Yes!
We moved it to Thursdays so that it would be easier. And as a fellow Norwegian, like you have to go to you hit every now and then on the weekends. So Thursday night was a better time. And what we're trying to do today is migrate to version 4. And I even was so good prepared this morning. I did it. It worked perfectly. But on stream, it's not working. So we'll see. We will see. Okay, I'm going to do it again.
Friday mood. Okay,
yeah.
Cheers, everybody. Woo. Cheers.
Skål.
Skål.
Oh, sorry. Cheers.
Cheers.
Are you actually drinking, Benedict, or was that water? I didn't see.
No, this is the new Fjordly Craft Seltzer.
What does that mean? Is it booze or not?
It's booze.
You just gave me like some random Norwegian name for something. Just say, yeah, it's booze.
What are you drinking?
I'm on.
Look at this. It's building.
Dead Pony Club.
Dead Pony Club. I'm drinking this.
It's building. It's building.
It's my favorite port.
Oh, lovely
building.
stuff.
Good work, Benedict. You did it again.
I did it again with some help from Paul there. Nuking the package lock was the
Oh, there's our love. There you go. It's definitely working. Do not use marquee elements.
But I mean, why not? Okay, so let's have a go and look at our beautiful page.
Yes.
Oh, it's a thing of beauty, isn't it? Does everything still work?
it is.
Can you log in? Oh, you are logged in.
Well, I am logged in, and hopefully it's gonna say that we're live at some point.
Oh yes, good point.
otherwise we have to fix that. I might not have all the keys installed right now, so
it's loading.
See. But it's actually up and it is running. Oh, live now! Look at that.
Hey, everything works.
I mean, we haven't touched it in so long, and it still works. This is great news. So, I think this is hard for Paul in some ways because he is a really good designer and front ender. And we had a plan to maybe do a design system this season, but we're going to do version 4 instead. So the site will continue look like this, but we will do cool stuff in like the back end of Gatsby, I guess we can call it. A little bit of back end in our lives. And not focus on how it looks. Anyways, So the solution, I guess, for today was that we needed to nuke the Gatsby lock, or not the Gatsby lock, the package lock, Jason, because it probably had some weird like dependencies mingled into each other. But other than that, all we had to do was to upgrade all of our Gatsby packages to the next version, which is called ZZ-next.1. And we can see that we upgraded. And another thing that we touched upon that Ola had a problem with was that he didn't have the correct node version. And I think you found out it was, what was the node version we needed?
14.
I put it in here.
Yeah.
I put it in the chat. 14,
14.15, yeah.
Yeah. So I have a larger version. So so some problems that you can hit when you're migrating is the problem with the dependencies. So either the dependencies not what's called the pair dependencies are not like, I can't speak English today. Do not all agree. Like the Gatsby packages don't all agree on which version of Gatsby they are dependent on. So either you install at next each one and you have that little flag that say you don't care, you're on top of this, or you can upgrade all of them at once. And then we had a little issue where we needed to nuke the package lock. If you have other problems, it could be because of your node version, or it could be because there are some breaking changes in this version. But it looks to me like most of the things that can go wrong code-wise if you've used undocumented kind of practices. So you have figured out a way to solve something in Gatsby, but it's not really the way that Gatsby intended you to use Gatsby, and that will definitely, or not, but a lot of that will break. But we can see, since Paul here is so good at reading documentation, when we did our schema customization, we did it the way that they kind of have suggested you do it. So we didn't have any problems with our schema customization when upgrading. Is that a good enough summary?
Yes, very good, very good.
Yeah. Well, then we're on the outro already, folks. Let us know if you like this shorter format. And let us know what you want to see from Gatsby, what kind of features you would like us to make with Gatsby 4 to kind of demonstrate its capabilities.
I want to do my plug.
Yeah. Oh.
How is your skill building motivation on Mondays? Slow? Need a boost? Imagine your sister stays in prison if you don't get your skill building unstuck. And you can scroll up. You can scroll up. You can scroll down. It's supposed to fit. No, do it again. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, no. Okay, so. You're supposed to see all three things: the text, the
comment. Yeah, but you can't because it's too big. I can do. Okay. You want it like this?
No, make it bigger. Okay, your email address. Oops. Go up. Your email address. Send me. No.
Oh, you can't direct how I'm gonna scroll.
Okay, stop now. Stop. Put your email address in the little white box, okay? It's that simple. Just do it.
It's that simple. And I have to say, the best part about this is Ola's skill building Sunday emails is when they're going to come out. Are these amazing testimonials from Lisbeth, Princess of England, Ruby, Elizabeth, Ruby Reckless, Fulvia the Fox. Ruby's a wonderful opponent. And Ola himself has a great testimonial for this.
Yes.
So check it out. It's queen.raid.code/Ruby. And then thank you, Nessa. Yeah, I am looking into the details on dates for all of the Funk Jams /boot camps. I will reach out with that. But I'm going to plug that next week. But thank you, though.
You have one plug each time now.
Yeah. So Then we're done with the plug. But I like this name. Sorry though, Inessa. I love this name though. The funk. I'll plug your funk jams. Oh, what we're making for Funk Jam. Now I get it.
And what we only get one plug per show, or one plug each?
No,
one plug per show. So today was Ula, and then
okay.
Yeah.
A lot of decisions seems to have been made here.
Yes.
Well, I am the queen. This was in our This was in our contract.
Yeah, fair enough. Just a little heads up next time.
Yeah. Well, I did put it in today's document, but you didn't check the document.
You didn't send me a document.
Yeah, I know. I forgot to. I'm working on my administrative skills as a queen. Okay.
Look what John sent us.
A whale.
Come on.
It's the Docker logo.
Queen, send back an emoji. You can do it. Send it back.
I can do it. What kind of emoji?
Send me an emoji.
Oh my god. I don't know. I even have the parrot now. Maybe I always had the parrot. I don't know.
Come on.
This is very stressful. I'm gonna sun.
Okay, I'll pretend to. Good.
Can't I have a plug because it's relevant to the last show we did?
Can you have a plug?
Am I allowed a plug, Ula? It's
Who
relevant.
are you asking? Do you have an other queen there? No, you're asking the pirate princess.
You can have a plug. I'm feeling very gracious. I will pull it up on the screen though. So what's your?
If you pop over to my Twitter, and there's a pinned tweet on my profile.
All right.
And if you remember from the last season where we did the abstracted function to try and enable the Stripe payments on MDX embed, it should be the first tweet there, the pinned tweet. So I wrote an article for Smashing Magazine about how I did it, and it does now work. So all of those things that we had issues with live on stream, and it was slightly complicated, is all covered in that. So I just wanted to complete the story because I didn't like to leave it, unfinished.
And somebody's made a beautiful video. Did you make that video?
I made that video, yes.
Oh, maybe I should. Maybe you should get some outsourcing work from the Queen on video making.
Well, it took me a long time, and as you can see there, 16 likes. So it's obviously not worth it. It took me about 3 days to make that video.
I know. I mean, videos are. It's such. That's why I like doing these live things. Oh, so there is a question here though. How on earth did you make those amazing screenshots with tilted images?
Tilted images. Oh, you're talking about my open graph images for what? What are you talking about? That's
I think we're talking about the images in the video.
Well, the video is that video that we're watching right now. I just made that in After Effects. So I just drew them and then animated them. But the tilted images are the ones I use in my open graph images. That's just isometric in Photoshop. So because I'm old school, I don't use any of the cool fancy tools that everyone uses. I just use the original ones. It's, After Effects, Illustrator, Photoshop, because I'm
old. We're talking about this tilted photo, Petro, that I took off my screen. Yeah,
so the way you do that is you hold your phone like this. There you go. That's how you do it. That's how the millennials do it. Us old school.
And also everyone, Paul's first newsletter was sent out, so you don't want to miss out. You can head on over to his webpage and sign up for his newsletter sent by someone in the royal court.
That was so funny.
Yeah,
getting an email notification about my own newsletter and then accidentally cropping out all of your plugs. That wasn't on purpose. It was just I just didn't read below the best regards Queen Raae line, and that was it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully other people do. I think so now they're saying they think they mean this image.
Yeah. So that's the same thing I use for all of the open graph images for all of my sites. So it's just an isometric transform in Photoshop. I think the trick is to distort by -45 degrees and rotate by -90. That's it. But I don't know how you do that in all the cool new tools like Canva or Figma. It's just Photoshop. It's just Photoshop.
Yeah. There you have it, Petter. It's Photoshop. It's Photoshop. So, yeah, that was some great little banter there at the end. I really enjoy that. So, yeah, keep showing up in the chat, everyone. It's at least it's fun for us. You wanna take it into the outro, Ula?
Yep. This has been another unauthorized and rum-fueled Thursday treasure hunt in the sharky waters around the Gatsby Islands with Gatsby deep diving queen Raae, Paul the navigator.
Hello. Oh, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Again.
Javier, the Gatsby party captain, and I will push the very slow button.
Start waving.
I feel like we got our sea legs back.